Hello everyone, this is Eric, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Aces Go Places, also known as Mad Mission, a Hong Kong action comedy from 1982 that stars Samuel Hui, Karl Maka, and Sylvia Chang. It was directed by Eric Tsang, who is more well known in the West for his acting performances, but he did direct some films as well, Aces Go Places being one of them. Now, this film was popular enough to spawn 4 sequels, all of which were released throughout the 1980s. And then there was a separate 6th film that was released in 1997 with a different cast. So the following plot synopsis was taken from the Love HK Film website. Sam Hui stars as King Kong, not the giant beast, that's just his nickname, a suave cat burglar who makes off with some diamonds and subsequently comes under investigation by parties too numerous to mention. When evil Caucasian jewel thief White Glove gets involved, the local law enforcement agencies call in legendary U.S. detective Kodo Jack, played by Karl Maka, paired with tough-talking Hong Kong cop Inspector Ho, a feisty Sylvia Chang. Kodo Jack makes apprehending King Kong his first priority, after which the two team up together to find White Glove and bring him to justice. Now, the film begins with a transaction involving diamonds and a briefcase full of cash. We get a burglary scene that's pretty neat. You could call it almost like a mini heist. Dude uses a grappling hook to kind of travel from one building to the next and then slide through the window of a high-rise. After stealing the loot, he attempts to escape via motorcycle from inside the building. So you get a bunch of goons in, black suits and big, sunglasses like they had back in the day chasing this dude, inside the building as he's riding his motorcycle. It's a pretty amusing scene, gets the film off to a good start, and there's some pretty good stunts in that scene, actually. And then we meet Sylvia Chang's character, who's a bit sassy but delightfully so. Then the bald-headed dude shows up and immediately gets involved in a car chase, turns into a mini demolition derby. Some entertaining little scuffles and chases follow, and one scene has our protagonist attempting to escape some dudes who are breaking into his apartment, another kind of high-rise scene. And then the finale is pretty creative and involves big cars and little cars, and I'll just leave it at that. So Aces Go Places kind of checks most of the boxes that you want from a fast-paced action comedy. It's about 1.5 hours long, moves at a brisk pace, it's lighthearted with a nice helping of humor. The protagonists are likable. None of the action set pieces are like all-time classics or anything like that, but they are fun to watch, and there is some good stunt work in them. I've read online that these films were initially meant to be like partial parodies of the James Bond movies, and you could see some of the elements in here, especially with like the different gadgets and stuff that are used. There are other movie references as well, like there's a character who acts like Marlon Brando from The Godfather, so there's a few little references there to enjoy. I do think the action dies down a little bit during the middle section, but the lead actors are lively and amusing enough. I did laugh out loud a few times in this film, like when Sylvia screams "squealy" in a public place, and that's like a nickname for a guy she's looking for, and the dude just kind of like jumps up in the air, and almost like a reflex, like where he immediately presents himself whenever she calls his name, and even against his will, he like presents him. It was kind of an oddball gag, but I actually liked it. There are multiple scenes where people try to blow up our protagonists with bombs, and watching them fail spectacularly is actually quite amusing as well. So there is some pretty good humor in this. I mean, it's not all like laugh out loud classic stuff, but it's good enough. I just think this is just a good old-fashioned crowd pleaser from Hong Kong. It's most readily available in a 5-disc Blu-ray box set from DDD House or Yes Asia. You could probably get it. And I'll probably review the other 4 films, like direct sequels from the 80s, over the next few months, because it's been a while since I've seen these, and I wanted to rewatch them and see if they hold up. I actually like the first one a little bit more than I used to, probably because I was expecting, like, insane action set pieces and stuff. But as a fun little action comedy, I think this delivers. And as always, I'll see you next time.